Completamente yo.
We made it. We're here.
Yep.
Any other rules you need?
You said, don't hit the table.
Don't hit the table.
Don't fart.
Don't fart.
I think that was it.
Or, cousin, we had to keep it to...
You're going to get canceled then. This is beautiful.
¿El qué?
Se le olvidó hablar cerca del micrófono.
Ajá, hablar cerca del micrófono.
Like right here.
Well, tú no tienes que
this
abrazar.
feels weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real close. Like I feel like I'm going to kiss it at some point.
Yeah, but, you're not going to kiss it. Kiss it.
Okay.
You're not going to kiss it.
But
You're not going to kiss it.
So you're definitely going to get canceled then.
Well...
It's okay. I'll do all the cussing. You don't have to. You just count mine.
And obviously, we're going to speak a lot in both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, we'll do both at some point.
Yeah. No sé por qué a mí se me hace más difícil hablar español contigo
Yeah, then, yeah.
que con
con
una
la
persona que con una persona que habla inglés, porque normalmente tú y yo hablamos siempre en inglés la mayoría del tiempo. Pero lo que para mí este episodio era importante, porque yo recuerdo que yo te hablé del podcast
Yeah.
desde antes de que esto fuera una idea de que concreta. And I remember having you in like the first in the list. And
Yeah.
I was just waiting. Porque en lo que tú has estado aquí, by the way, familia, this is my... Cuando yo siempre digo que tú tienes que tener una persona con la cual tú puedas hablar y sentirte completamente tú, this is the guy right here.
Yeah.
Este...
Goes both ways.
Sí, este es mi hermano, like, no sé ni cómo explicarlo. Es like, cuando nosotros éramos chiquitos nos decían santo y domingo. Era imposible tenernos separados. Y desde ese día hasta el sol de hoy, best friends, todo lo que tú puedes imaginarte de que tú puedes hablar de todo. Entonces yo dije, una conversación de que las conversaciones que normalmente nosotros tenemos is gonna be wild.
Sí, como que se pasan a otro mundo.
Sí, porque nosotros empezamos hablando de una cosa. Entonces, estas conversaciones de por sí, para que sepan, es más natural de lo que ustedes pueden estar acostumbrados a escuchar y más random de lo que ustedes pueden estar escuchando.
En eso sí.
Sí, porque no te empezó a hablar de una cosa y terminamos hablando de una completamente
No, y yo también pregunto. Yo no digo
Sí.
que tú me des una opinión y no me digas por qué.
Exacto. Entonces, de por sí él hace muchas preguntas y nosotros entramos en temas muy profundos que a veces tenemos que decir que vamos a comer y después entonces seguimos hablando. Llegó un momento que en el tiempo que hemos estado juntos, en todos estos días, tú me decías de que, nana, aguanta eso para el podcast.
Sí.
Aguántate eso para el podcast.
Yeah.
Y para empezar, no en un tema negativo, pero algo que yo te dije a ti, eventualmente, yo quería hablar de ese tema. Ahora mismo yo, aunque yo me estoy riendo y todo, yo estoy lidiando con la muerte de una persona muy, muy amada para mí, que estuvo conmigo desde el día 1, desde que yo me convertí cristiano. The story goes, like, el día que yo fui, él era la persona que estaba, like, right next to me. Y he was holding my hand, kind of like, man, I know you're going through something.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Shake it out, you know. Tú estás temblando,
You're gonna be alright.
pero tú vas a estar bien, tú sabes. Y él era esa persona. So he mean the world to me.
Mm-hmm.
Entonces, y yo te pregunté en el camino de todos nosotros sufrimos de algo. Nosotros batallamos con cosas internamente. And I remember, nosotros estábamos hablando de como las emociones. Cómo tú puedes hablar con alguien de algo que te está pasando a ti. O cómo tú crees esa confianza con una persona de tú poder decir como lo que realmente tú sientes. Porque una vez como que habla, pero uno no dice todo lo que uno realmente siente. Tú como que él dice y no dice.
Yo creo que depende con la persona que tú estés hablando también. Like, I'm gonna say it in English, because like for me, like a lot of people be like, oh, like I don't want to talk about that because I'm gonna look crazy. Like,
Sí.
I don't want to say, like, oh, somebody hurt my feelings because I'm going to look crazy.
Right.
But it's like, you know that everybody goes through it.
Sí.
So, like, why are you worrying about it? But most people do. They just go, oh, I'm not going to tell him that somebody broke my heart because he's not going to understand, or he's going to look at me crazy like you're an idiot.
Right.
And da-da-da-da-da. So a lot of people, like, I think we tend to just hold on to things because we think people are just going to judge, or
Right.
nobody else goes through it but us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, anxiety. Like, people go through anxiety and they think that it only happens to them, which is just crazy because it happens to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And most people just stay quiet until you hear it and you're like, yeah, I go through the same thing. I just didn't know what to call it
Right.
until you talk about it. So a lot of people, like, I guess we all hold on to things, like, personally because we're just scared to talk and we don't think anybody else will understand.
Sí, también nosotros, we don't create rooms for people to be open about it.
That too.
Tú sabes, como que uno, yo siento que a veces, en muchas ocasiones, uno está como, todos nosotros bateamos con ansiedad, ¿verdad? Y tú estás como looking at it from your point of view, in your bathroom, in your room, in your loneliness, and you think, man, everybody's having fun but me.
Yeah.
¿Verdad? Como que todo el mundo lo está pasando bien, todo el mundo está bien y yo estoy aquí mal. Y no, es como que ellos están tratando de también batallar con su propio problema. Ellos lo que buscan lugares donde ellos pueden como despejar la mente, pero no necesariamente como hablar del problema. Y yo creo que eso es un gran problema de no hablar o no normalizar que nosotros como humanos vamos a batallar con all this stuff. And it's just eventually it's going to come out and it's going to do some crazy thing. I remember you went through, your personal como anxiety.
Yep.
Do you remember exactly like when, like what triggers it?
No. Like, I remember being at work and I was at work and I just couldn't breathe. Like, I was just like, I can't get these, like, it just, thoughts kept happening. They had no meaning. Like, I'm just like, I just kept thinking about things and it was just a bunch of things at the same time. And then I started like, and I'm like, uh-oh, this don't feel right. And I remember I just like got up from work and I just left. I didn't even tell anybody. I just left. Got in my car and just left. And I just went home and tried to like sleep it off. But like, and I remember that feeling. It's like you just can't stop yourself from thinking. Like, you don't have, I think there's stress happening in your life, like a lot of stress that you just don't know is happening. Like, you don't have a conscious, you don't be like, oh yeah, that's bothering me.
Right.
So you just forget it. And then like, it just, I guess all these things just like compound and then they just come out that way. But like, you don't know, I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm having a panic attack. I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to pass out if I don't figure this out. And usually I'm very good, like, you need to calm down.
Right.
What you're thinking makes no sense. Relax. And my mind was like, you don't need to relax. You need to keep going. And if it's illogical, it's because it has a logic to it. So like, you have like these like contradicting thoughts in your head, like just like yes, but no. And that was just weird, like for a long time.
You went through that for how long?
I mean, it just like comes and goes. Like, there's times when you don't go through it at all, and then there's times when you have like weeks or 2 weeks where you're just like, I'm not getting a hold of this. Like, I need to figure this out. I'm waking up every day, like, can't breathe. You're just like out of breath for no reason. So it's like, it comes and goes. And you just got to figure out, like, what gets you to a calm space.
Right.
And sometimes you do stuff that aren't good for you because you want to, like, you're like, I don't know what's going on, so let me go fix this way. That might not be good for you in the same way, but you just don't know how to get it.
Have you ever, like, went to get help or no?
Yeah, like, I went to therapy. I remember taking, like, one time I took, like, Xanax. Because I was like, I don't know how else to, like, deal with this.
What is Xanax again?
It's like, I guess it's this pill to, like, calm you down.
Right.
I took half of it. Because it was, like, 2 weeks where I just didn't feel like myself. I was just like, I just don't see joy in anything. So I took this, like, half a pill, and then, like, it calmed me down, and then it made me remember, like, oh, okay, this is what normal feels like. And then it just went away.
Oh, so it was kind of like, era
Like,
como,
it was like a reset button.
That's funny.
It made no sense at all. Like,
Sí, porque es como que tú te metes una pastilla que está supuesto a Era como un stabilizer.
Ujú.
Como que ping, ping. Ok, I got it.
Sí, como que tú te olvidas que lo que es normal. Y eso como que te bajó a lo normal. Y tú dices, ok, ya yo sé cómo esto se siente. Déjame hacer esto. Y tú como y me quedé ahí, sin volver a tomármela.
You know what? Eso me lleva a mí. Yo sé, ¿tú te acuerdas cuando estábamos hablando de que con el tipo que estábamos aquí, que él dijo de que si una persona obesa tiene, ¿qué fue lo que él dijo? Como que si te dieran un día para ser flaco, tú no volverías a ser gordo. Porque you go to, como que tú llegas a un estado normal y cuando dices, oh, wow, pero yo no, o sea, yo no me siento nada así. So that pill,
Yeah.
it got you to like a reset and whomp,
Yeah,
and you
you're
go,
just like, oh, okay, this is what normal feels like. Like I think I could do this.
wow.
Because you just got used to being like amped up and like confused and like all these thoughts in your head that you just think that's normal.
Right.
You're like, I don't know how to get back to what I used to be. And that pill just like reset. I mean, most people have to take it every day. Luckily for me, I don't have to.
No, but do you struggle with that, like at that level? No.
It was that bad when I was like, I don't know. I have tried like meditation, tried therapy. I was like, this is not working. And like me, I'm like, I know like we talk a lot, so we just like when we go through a problem, we go through steps of like,
Right.
why does this bother you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you fix it or can you not fix it?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't fix it, why are you worrying about it?
Right.
You have no control over it. Just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But like those steps just weren't. They weren't stepping. So it was just like I don't know what to do. So I was like, all right, let me take this pill. Took the pill, and it just like reset. And then I never took the pill again.
No, mire, y nosotros estábamos hablando de eso la vez que estábamos comiendo, de que mucha gente no tiene esos steps. Porque yo, por ejemplo, cuando yo tengo una persona que habla mal de mí o una persona que dice algo negativo o algo random, porque se sintió decirlo, right? Y ellos me dicen a mí, you're this or you're that, o dicen algo así como sin sentido. Yo lo tomo como a face value, ¿verdad? Y yo lo llevo como a esa lista que yo tengo. And then yo voy, ok, ¿quién fue que lo dijo? ¿Por qué lo dijo?
Mm-hmm.
¿Cuál fue la intención? Entonces, cuando yo voy como por el paso 4, me hace sentido porque este tipo no sabe lo que está hablando. Porque tú tienes como un sistema de evaluación. Igual con las emociones. We have emotions, we go through the list and we go, why do I feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? Did I cause this to myself? Did somebody, like, and then, cuando tú tienes como algo, tú puedes como que pasar toda cosa por ese filtro. And it doesn't make a...
Sí, pero normalmente yo creo que la mayoría de gente no tienen esos pasos.
Sí.
Por ejemplo, yo te dije que cuando yo era más joven, cuando estaba como en la universidad, la palabra muchacho, boy, como que me molestaba. Como que si yo no te conozco y tú me dices muchacho, yo como que, coño, why? Like, ¿por qué? Como me quillaba, no me importaba quién era, yo me quillaba. Y llegó un momento que yo estaba en un restaurante y una mujer que estaba cogiendo la orden dijo de que, oh, thank you. And she said, boy. Y yo me quillé. Y yo, ¿por qué tú estás quillado? Esta mujer no te conoce. Ella no te está diciendo boy porque ella cree que es menos, que tú eres menos o lo que sea. ¿Por qué tú estás quillado? Eso no tiene sentido. Entonces ese proceso empezó como que, ¿por qué te molesta?
Exacto.
¿Qué tú piensas de la palabra? Ok, pero si una persona que tú no conoces te la dice, ella no te conoce para decírtelo en una mala forma.
Exacto.
Entonces, ¿por qué te molesta? No tiene sentido. Eso no tiene sentido, esa palabra me quilla. No tiene sentido porque no tiene valor en nada.
Uh-huh.
Yo le estaba dando un valor que yo no sé de dónde venía. Entonces, hasta que yo no dije, eso no tiene sentido. Y después de eso, ya nunca me molestó.
Sí, yo creo que es el problema, que la gente le da demasiado sentido a palabras que no tienen sentido, o viceversa.
O a sentimiento, a lo que sea. Tú le das valor a algo que no tiene valor. O que no tiene sentido, o no tiene una lógica. Que es lo más importante. Pero todo el mundo tiene su lógica diferente.
Uh-huh.
Pero la mayoría, si tú te pones a pensar, tú dices, eso es ilógico. Por ejemplo, cuando, like, we talk about, like, growing up without, like, a father figure.
Uh-huh.
I remember, like, growing up, like, my dad just didn't come around much, and you just like, oh, why he doesn't come?
Right.
He would say he would come at 12. He doesn't show up at all for, like, 5 weeks later. But I'm sitting outside waiting for him. He just doesn't come. So I remember growing up, and I remember in college, this professor was like, write about something that you think that you need to overcome.
Right.
And then I started writing about like, okay, I grew up without my dad, and I remember making like bad decisions, and I used to just blame it of not having a dad. Like, oh, my dad, no, I make these decisions because my dad wasn't there.
Right.
Or he didn't teach me better, so that's why I do what I do. But then I'm like, I'm 19, 20. Like, at what point do you go, you're making these decisions? Like, your dad is not making these decisions. His not being here, it's not the reason you're doing it.
Right.
You're doing it because you want to. You know better. And if you didn't know better, you wouldn't say it's because of my dad that I'm making these bad decisions. That means you know better.
Right.
So you just have to be like, okay, I'm this. Even if he was or wasn't there, it's affecting you. So why you keep doing it? And that's like these thoughts you have to like. I had to like ask myself why.
Right.
Why do you deal with this the way you do? It doesn't make sense.
Right. It's like playing the victim role.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to play the victim role than like taking ownership of like the stuff that you do yourself, which most of us do. It's just easier to say, oh, I do that because of you. You made me.
You made me do it.
You made me slap you.
Right. Like how
I didn't want to, but you made me slap you.
I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I had to do it.
I had to do
Yeah.
it.
So things like that. You just make up an excuse to do whatever thing you want to do.
Yeah, and it's just not healthy, I think, to like surround yourself with people that always seems to find the victim in the problem. Like they know how to pinpoint a victim and they make you a victim and you believe it. Because like that same idea of like, oh, you was raised by a single mother, right? Automatically, and I get it. There's some like tests that show the single mothers or whatever, right? Like I get it. Like it makes sense to a level. But if you make me believe that, because I don't have a father, I am going to do this and everything. Yeah. Like if you make me believe that and I do, then I would be a copy of whatever somebody else say.
Yeah, it makes no sense. You just take that as like that's your personality. This is who I am because of these things that happened to me.
Right.
And like you just make every decision based on this one thing, which I mean, like you just gonna do that till you're 50?
Right.
I didn't grow up without that. Yeah, but you're 50. You got kids. What are you talking about?
And you are.
Yeah, exactly. You're the dad now. So like, why are you worrying about what your dad did?
I guess if it hurt them as much as they feel it did, or they know it did, I mean, they have to go through a process to overcome it. And I guess if you don't overcome it, you're gonna repeat the same thing.
Yeah, but the process should be like your process. I think that everybody's process should be this feeling that I'm feeling. How does it help me? Like how do I use whatever, like let's say somebody do something bad to you and you're just like pissed off about it, you're just angry and you're like, okay, is this if this anger, can I use it for good? Or like is this serving me in any good way? And if it's not, why do I have it? It makes no sense to have it.
Right.
So you try to find like a way to think about stuff that helps you. Right. Like my father thing is just like I had to think like just because you have a kid, even though people say you should be there for your kid, right?
Right.
Doesn't mean you have to. Like the mom can make it really hard for you, so you're not there for them because they just won't let you. You could grow up without a dad, so you didn't know how to be a dad. So like you make it think like just because you had a kid, you should just know what to do.
Yeah.
And not everybody has those skills, so I can't judge my dad for not knowing because he grew up without a dad. So like, who am I to say this is what you should have done?
Right, because you don't know better.
He might not know, which is crazy.
Did that affected you in now being a dad?
I think it made it easier to be a dad because it's like, I mean, I think most people go because my dad grew up without his dad present, and I guess that made him. I wouldn't say he was a bad dad. He just wasn't present as much as he should have been.
Right.
But for me, it just made it easier to go. I didn't like that, so let me do this because I didn't like that. I know what not to do because I know I didn't like it. So it made it easier in that way. Like I'd still look at him as a role model, Like the bad stuff he did, I still look like, okay, I shouldn't do that.
Right. Yeah, and I guess ahí es donde la gente, I think, la persona que tiene una buena salud mental, right? Ellos saben hacer ese clic de lo que él hizo que yo no quiero repetir. Yo no lo voy a repetir.
Claro.
Pero hay otros que dicen, la víctima.
Yo no, porque
yo no sé, pero tampoco ni se educan para no hacerlo. Como que,
Si tú sabes que el tiro te gustó,
¿por qué tú lo vas a repetir?
¿por qué lo vas a repetir? Porque tú vas a poner la excusa de que, porque mi papá no estuvo ahí, yo no sé ser papá. Pero tú sabes lo que no te gustó.
Exacto, pero tú vienen a hacer lo mismo.
Hacer lo mismo, entonces explícate. No tiene sentido.
No. The hardest thing for you for being a dad, what do you think it is? The hardest thing? Or the hardest conversation? Like,
I think I'm going to tell you what the hardest thing is. Like when I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I don't even know if like people talk about it. Like for a man, when you're having a baby, the mom knows she feels all the feelings because she's carrying this baby all the time.
right.
So like I remember I'm at the hospital. Before the hospital, I'm there. I'm like taking classes on like, this is gonna happen when the baby comes. Like this is the stages that happen when you start screaming. This is blah blah blah. So I'm learning all these things. And then my daughter is born, and you watch like movies, and you see like people just start crying or boo-hoo or whatever. Like I was emotional, but I wasn't like crying. And then it was like for a while, for like the first 3 months, I didn't have that like love. Like I didn't feel nothing like crazy, like nothing overpowering yet. And I think it's because for the first 3 months, I just felt useless. I just like, I can't feed them. Like I can't, if she don't have I can't give her milk out of my boob. So like, I just felt like I couldn't do anything. So for the first 3 months, like kids don't really laugh. They don't really like have, like their eyes are somewhere else. They're just like, so you don't like, I just didn't have that feeling. Like until like 3 months, and like Marcy started like laughing. And it's like, like I started getting those feelings. Like, this is what it feels like. But it took like 3 months, like solid 3 months for me to have that feeling.
Yeah, I don't, because for me it was kind of like, even though I know like the useless part, I get it.
Yeah.
When it comes to like lo que el niño necesita, lo que él necesita en términos físicos de comer, si tú no se lo puedes dar.
No.
Pero
tú lo que puedes cargarlo y cambiarle ya.
Ajá, como facilitador, like a facilitator, right? They feed off of that. It's like the skin on skin, right? Es como que ellos sí sienten, ellos lo que no pueden expresar. So es como está en nosotros. Because when I saw my daughter, I was like, oh my God. Like the feeling of, man, that's my daughter.
Yeah, so I'm saying, some people have that. And
Sí.
I just don't know that everybody does.
No, I don't think, yo nunca he pensado que todo es lo mismo para todo el mundo. Por eso yo no puedo juzgar a nadie por cómo se siente o por cómo no se siente ante la misma situación.
Yeah, I just think that it's like you know how people have kids and they say they want kids and then they just are not in their kids' life at all.
Right.
And I wonder is because if you don't wait long enough, you just think that this is, I don't have that feeling that everybody else has. That
Right.
this,
I see what you mean.
you like, in the movies, everybody cries when they see their kid. And if you
Right.
don't cry, maybe something's wrong with you. Maybe you don't want this kid. Like your head goes like, why don't I feel it?
I see what you mean.
So like if you don't wait long enough, you just go, I'm not supposed to feel this. Maybe I'm just not gonna be here.
That's crazy. But it's true though. Like if you don't have if you don't feel you have that connection, because you probably it's gonna be later for you. You feel you don't have it, and then you go,
Am I not having it because I don't want it?
Or am I not having it because
I don't care. Like I just don't care about this. I don't care about the kid.
Right,
like maybe
right,
that you think that.
That's crazy though. But it makes sense though. It makes sense that if a feeling doesn't hit you,
Yeah.
you might think
You like
wrong
question
with you.
yourself. You're like,
question
this
yourself.
is this normal?
It's like in love. Like si tú estás enamorado de alguien, pero la persona doesn't like. No es que él no te ame a ti. Es como the way que esa persona te ama, it doesn't
Doesn't register.
So you acá, pero es que soy yo.
No.
Y es porque a lo mejor you just not a.
No, porque todo el mundo ama diferente.
Mhm.
Like hay gente que le gusta estar abajo de ti. Y tú dices, yo no quiero estar abajo de ti. Échate
Sí.
para allá y yo hasta aquí y estamos bien. Pero hay gente que le gusta estar ahí. Y eso, y tal vez a ellos les gusta que tú hagas lo mismo, pero tú no te manejas así. Entonces, para ellos, eso, tú no me quieres. O sea, yo demuestro mi amor con sacrificio. Pero hay gente que
Exacto.
demuestra su amor
Con atención.
con atención o estamos juntos.
¿Tú te consideras que tú demuestras más amor con sacrificio o
Más con sacrificio.
have you ever read el libro of 5 lenguajes del amor, of the 5 languages of love?
Yeah, I know what they are.
You know what they are?
Mm-hmm.
I always had a problem with stuff like that.
Because it's like
Yeah,
black and white.
Yeah, it's like I don't like black and white stuff.
Because
For
I mean,
some reason.
you might change the other day. Like some days you might want to be like, oh yeah, I like to be.
I want the attention. Someday I want.
Yeah,
I want a gift.
Yeah, and sometimes
I want a gift.
Yeah,
You know?
buy me a laptop.
I
I don't want a hug.
I don't-
Buy me a laptop. Buy me a PlayStation 5
That'd be a
with
good
2 controllers. That's all I want.
Please.
Yeah, that's what you want.
for that season.
Yeah, for that season. And then sometimes you're just like, it's cold. Hug me.
Yeah, or like, or you're going through something like imagine if you're going through like an emotional roller coaster. Right?
Yeah.
And you probably at that point, I want ice cream. I don't want a PlayStation 5. I want love, like real
Yeah.
connection. And then you're like over there because you thought that I like the PlayStation 5. Yo tengo como 5 play en la casa. Yo se los regalo y no se mejora.
Like that
So-
worked last time.
Yeah, like por eso yo no soy como like I get them, I understand them. I guess we all have some of like the structure of like de okay, sí, es verdad. Sí, es cierto.
Yo voy más para ese lado que este.
Sí, pero a veces yo siento que I'm like, I don't know, maybe todito, como que todo I think makes sense. Pero a veces, for me, it's more like, dependiendo de lo que tú estés haciendo, se siente, para mí, es como que, what's the name? Como, when you just there,
Mm-hmm.
and when you just say, hey, you're doing good.
Yep.
Like, that was great.
Like
for-
affirmation.
Affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Right, like for me, sometimes like you tell me that I'm good. Like, and it's funny because I don't need it, but if you do it, it makes it better than if you don't do it.
I don't know. Compliments for me made me go like. It's like,
Ew,
don't
stop.
don't tell me. It's like I feel like you tell me a compliment, and I just don't know how to react to that. Like, what do you do when somebody?
No,
like,
I don't know how to react to it either.
Like somebody be like, "Oh man, you're such a great speaker." Like, what do you like? How do
Yeah, no, como que, oh, thank you, man.
you feel like you gotta give it back, but like you're not a great speaker. So why?
Yeah, I heard people say they say like well I try, but it feels short. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think I would use that. Like like
Yeah, you know they go the opposite way. Oh man, yeah, I try. You know?
yeah. You go humble. Like
You go
like,
humble,
yeah.
but then sometimes humble feels.
Sometimes it feels weird. Like people just keep giving you compliment. I'm just like, stop. Like,
Oh, if I know. That sucks.
Sometimes it feels like stop. You're raping. Like I don't want to. You're
ripping my
raping me.
mind.
Yeah, you're ripping my feelings. Stop. Like you're so nice. You're so you're so good at that. And I'm just like,
That's the thing. Like, but there's some. For example, like, I remember me and my wife. I'd say, like, I'm going to preach, and I said, like, I will feel good, and she goes, "Oh, I hope it goes well." You know, and then she reminds me, I'm like, oh, you know, remember, you're good at this. This is what your passion. Like that for me, like before I go up, it will give me a boost of like.
yeah, that makes sense.
Like but it have to be for like
A reason.
A reasoning for my wife. Like I'm not
Okay,
waiting
yeah,
for that
yeah,
for
yeah.
anybody else.
Yeah, yeah,
Like hey, you stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like when it comes to like love con la persona que tú estás, like there, I don't know. You build.
It feels different.
It feels different.
It feels different.
It's like, yo le digo a Liz, yo voy a predicar, Liz, ora por mí. And she goes, y digo, y ella se queda de que,
Amén.
yo no sé qué decir. Entonces yo trato que repite conmigo. Yo lo quiero como que ella, I don't know, like, to go with the flow of kind of like
That's
one
weird.
day, listen to me. Like one day she'll be
Okay,
like,
but that's weird.
like I will know. I know what he means. because you just don't understand. Like, what would you pray about, right? But in my mind, if it's an adult, like, I know what an adult will say, which is exactly what I'm telling you. Hey, remember this, remember that, or, you know, that. And you go, yeah, but that's why I can't do it. Because I'm just telling her to say exactly
but
what
you think, like, if, like, let's say she does know what to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you think you would feel weird if you ask it?
No, that's what I'm saying. I want to ask it, but the process.
But you want it.
No, this is what it is. This is what it is.
Okay, all right.
This is what it is. Like, I imagine, right? Yo voy a predicar. Like, at that time, for a communicator, tú te preparaste. Like, you prepare, you write down your sermon, you pray about it. Like, you did everything you have to do for yourself. But then it's a lonely road before you get to the stage.
Yeah.
Right? You're preaching. Like, it gets to a point that you don't feel nervous. You feel something, but it's not like, oh, I can't get up. I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. It's not that. It's more like, I have a responsibility to do it. So in that phase of like, okay, now I got everything done. I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm getting ready to get into like to get a let's say a boost of confidence from a loved one. True. It could be a hug. It could be, I hope you do well.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah, that.
You're like, yes.
Yes. You know, it could be anything but in that phase, like, okay, I'm ready, and then you go, hey, Dad, I hope you do well, and you go, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna come from them.
Yeah, because if you ask for it, it just feels weird.
Hey, come on, give me a hug.
Yeah, come on, tell me about it.
Tell me about it. Like, come on. I want to hear it. It doesn't make sense, but for you to teach it, in a way, you got to tell them, just give me a hug. Right? Can you give me a hug? They don't know why. That's why she goes, like, what do you want me to pray about?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, it's not going to work. Just give me a hug. And she give me a hug. Or she goes, they normally go just to go. Right? But it's that, like, teaching moment. Because imagine, tú estás con tu pareja. There's some things they're just not going to do by themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And you have to communicate it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a problem. Like, a veces yo quiero que mi pareja simplemente lo sepa. But it's impossible.
Yeah, because there's things that I'm just not going to know.
Yeah, you're just not going to know.
Just tell me.
Pero tú tienes como que pedírmelo o explicármelo. A mí me gusta el arroz así. A mí me gusta el agua así. No me eches agua así.
Exacto.
Si yo no lo digo, y cada vez que tú me la del agua...
El arroz aquí y la bichuela de este lado. A mí me gusta la bichuela arriba del arroz.
Ajá. Si tú no me lo echas así, yo me quillo, pero tú nunca me dijiste.
Exacto.
Entonces llegan cosas que tú tienes que como que comunicarlas de una manera que no se sienta que tú lo que quieres que haga lo que tú digas, pero sí que se entienda que that is something you like.
Ok, pero tú vas a llegar a un punto que también hay gente, que yo creo que hasta yo mismo, digo, como que eso tú lo tienes que saber. Porque ¿cómo tú no sabes eso? Y después tú te quillas.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
Like, how do you handle that?
I don't know. I think that you just got to get out of your own head. Like, you just assume that everybody should know and should love you the way you want to be loved or talk to you the way you want to be talked. Like, if you don't, it just makes, like, you just get in your head like everybody else knows.
What do you know?
That if I drive you 3 hours, you don't even offer gas. Like, especially when you have, like, you're in high school and you're driving people, you're like...
Si yo te manejo, si yo te estoy
Te
llevando...
estoy manejando por 3 horas. Tú te paras a comer, come tú, y no me dices a mí, ¿tú quieres algo? Nah. Like, you go, okay. Like, you don't, eso no se enseña.
Eso es como common sense.
Eso como que ya tú tienes que saber. Como yo me sentiría mal diciéndote, hey, cómprame algo.
Dije, mira.
Yo también tengo hambre.
El carro ahorita gasolina.
Que yo digo que hay cosas que son como lógicas también como sí, son lógicas, o que tú lo esperas, como la persona tiene que tener eso.
Y yo creo que hay mucha gente que simplemente es que no tiene lógica. Like, I guess si eso fuera como algo en el cerebro, que hay gente que simplemente no lo tiene.
Sí, hay mucha.
Hay mucha gente que no lo tiene.
Uh-huh.
Porque en el mundo de las redes que tú ves, hay gente que hace comentarios que tú te das cuenta, tú tienes, no, ese tipo no tiene lógica. O sea, es que no tiene common sense.
Mm.
Porque es que la pregunta no hace... Yo no entiendo qué es lo que está preguntando. Yo no,
No tiene que ver con
que
nada.
no tiene que ver con nada. Like, ¿por qué? Why?
Mhm.
Pero then you go, que no tiene eso.
He's dumb.
Yeah.
Just saying he's dumb. He's okay. People are
He's
dumb.
okay.
Some people are dumb.
Yeah,
And that's
I get it.
fine. You just don't know.
No, somebody said, like, be smart. Que- he said, be smart.
Yeah.
Because he sucks to be in the world being dumb. You will struggle more. Y es cierto, como que una persona que no necesariamente no tenga los recursos para mejorar, porque ahora hay muchas formas de tú como que educarte,
Ujú.
right? No necesariamente el libro o... No, educación general. Y hay gente como que eso no lo tiene, ni lo busca, ni lo persigue. Y esa gente le va mal. Se they struggle.
Sí, sí. Pero yo creo que
More
eso-
than no, like,
Sí, sí. Pero también es necesario tener gente bruta. Pues yo no sé si tú estás... Ok, te voy a dar un ejemplo. Tú estás en el colegio y tú tienes una clase de matemáticas. Y tú, lo que te está diciendo el profesor, tú no entiendes nada. Tú dices, nada. Yo entiendo 1 más 1, 3. Y yo no entiendo. Pero tú ves otro que entiende menos que tú y tú te sientes bien. Y dices, este es más bruto que yo. Yo por lo menos llevo un chisme más. Y tú te sientes... Por eso es necesario tener gente bruta.
no hubo alguien que dijo que es importante que las malas ideas se citan para que las buenas ideas tomen sentido.
Exacto.
Like, you need to have a little bit of people here. So
Eh,
the smart one.
Oye, yo cuando en la universidad, si yo era el más estúpido, yo me salía de la clase. Yo no voy a coger esta clase. Imposible yo ser el más estúpido. Yo puedo ser el segundo más estúpido, pero no el primero.
You get out.
Yo me salgo. Yo tengo que dejar esta materia.
¿Y qué fue? No. I don't feel good.
No,
I don't feel
aquí hay
smart
demasiada
enough.
gente inteligente. No quiero nada de esto.
Imagine going to a school full of like genius. Have you ever met one?
A genius?
Yeah. Like a friend that is like,
No. In middle school, when I first went to the United States, I didn't know any English. And they put me in ESOL class.
yeah,
And the ESOL teacher...
we've been
you
there.
ESOL coach?
So,
So like the English the teacher that was the ESOL, he had like it was me, there was like some kids from like China, and then there was other kids. And the teacher only spoke English and Chinese. So I don't know how he was gonna help me. But I remember like my best friend was like this Chinese kid. And I mean we only talked in like signs because we didn't understand each other. But when he was in math, like he would be like they were doing algebra. He'd be like we learned this in like elementary school.
that's crazy.
So he would be like
Quick.
quick done. But I don't know if that's genius. I just think like maybe in China they just teach that earlier.
I guess.
So I don't know if that's genius
I mean, I met a kid. They
because
was
he
like-
still didn't know English, so he couldn't have been a genius. You know what I mean? Like he was good at math, but
yeah,
he wasn't.
he
You know what I
was
mean?
good at
He
math.
wasn't a genius.
But he was like that guy that we watched, the mathematician. I mean, eventually.
He was really good at math. He was really good at math. But I wouldn't
I was
consider
okay.
him a genius.
I was okay. Yeah, I don't think it's a genius.
Just like
For me, a genius knows more than one subject,
Yeah,
right? And then they quick on it.
yeah.
They like way above
Average.
like way above.
I mean, it's like it's different levels of like genius and like people that smart. Like people in school, right? That did really good in school. I didn't think they were really smart. I just think they studied really hard.
Yeah, or they know how to study. Because I saw a guy que él estaba hablando de cómo estudiar bien.
Mm-hmm.
Like, por ejemplo, él agarraba un párrafo. Él decía, tú tienes que aprenderte este párrafo. Él dice, coge 3 líneas y hasta que tú no te aprendas a 3 líneas, no pasa a las siguientes 3.
Y si tú no sabes leer.
No, I mean, obviously. La gente sabe leer.
Okay. Está bien.
Okay.
Tres líneas.
Okay. Entonces, él decía, ok, agarra esa 3
Mhm.
and you go through it. You go through it. And then you go to the next one. Right? And then he kept doing that. But he has like a system. And eventually, if you like work on it for hours, you would just know it. O sea, tú no estás, él no está diciendo de que memorízatelo.
Mm-hmm.
You just read it till you get it. When you get it, then he said you could like practice it in your head. Like, don't read it. Just try to remember what you read. Like, it's a process to that 3.
Yeah.
You do a whole process to those 3 things, and then you move to the next one.
But what if it's like math? How do you read math?
I think people just have a thing for math. I don't know.
Think
Like,
people are like weird with numbers?
I guess. You remember the conversation we were listening to? I'm like...
Oh, yeah. But that
I'm
was
like-
like on another level of like...
Yo estaba escuchando ese pana y el pana está diciendo que la teoría de qué sé yo qué, y él puso una fórmula. yo me
Una
quedé-
letra, qué sé yo, que tú dices,
Dije,
ok.
no. ¿Y sabes lo que significa eso? Esa H. Eso es el hipertérmico del que sí. Yo no sé lo que está
No, él
hablando.
no sabe lo que significa la H.
¿Eh?
Él no sabe lo que significa.
Óyeme, yo te voy a poner.
Es cierto que la ecuación de Einstein está sin terminar, pero él puso una H y esa H, no, una H. Si pusiera una X y Y, yo puedo poner H.
Claro.
Ah, bueno.
No, pero y hay cosas que tú te quedas como que no, pero eso no puede ser posible. O sea, la cantidad de información
Ujú.
de la matemática. Porque yo me sé lo básico. Y cuando digo lo básico, digo lo
Uno,
básico.
Suma, resta,
Lo que no-
multiplicación, hasta X punto.
No, y lo que uno normalmente usa para, en términos de dinero, en términos de medición, de cuánto pesa algo.
Ujú.
O sea, como que tú puedes, pero no di que la fórmula de cómo hacerlo. Si yo tengo que medir este cuarto, ¿cuánto aire entra a la habitación? I'm like,
Despeja
depende de cómo yo lo tenga puesto ahí arriba.
Exacto.
Tú sabes, como que yo no... pero hay gente que dice, no, tú nada más tienes que restar la masa por... No.
Yo no quiero saber.
No, o sea, como yo no voy tan profundo.
No.
Pero yo sé que hay algo profundo para medir lo que para uno es normal.
No, igual como la gente que es fotógrafo. Like, todos esos términos de los lenses, yo no lo entiendo. No, como toda esa palabra de que todos los píxeles, qué sé yo, que el zoom, que hay muchas cosas que tú nunca,
Ujú.
que la gente que no está en ese mundo no lo va a entender.
No. Así que yo voy a la matemática. Hay muchas cosas que ellos estaban hablando y yo dije, ok.
Tú eres el más bruto
Ahora,
de la clase.
exacto. Ahora, lo que yo sí trato es de escuchar cosas,
Ujú.
aunque no le entienda, para como entrenar mi cerebro, como a poner atención y a buscar y a rebuscar,
Ujú.
como para por lo menos saber.
No, sí, también hay cosas que tú escuchas que no, tú no tienes tú ni quieres ni escucharlas.
Sí.
Pero es bueno escucharlas porque a veces tú como que bloqueas cosas que tú tal vez, si tú las bloqueas, tú nunca vas a aprender como sea.
Exacto. Como que tú tienes... Nosotros hablamos con el doctor, que es el neurólogo, y nos está diciendo que nosotros tenemos que hacer cosas difíciles. Cuando tú haces cosas difíciles y unlocks algo en tu cerebro que te ayuda. Es como si tú no haces cosas difíciles, tu cerebro no se expande. The same way. Por eso, por ejemplo, hay juegos que te ayudan con cierta área. Tú ves los mismos videojuegos, los shooting games.
Ujú.
Aunque ellos están acostumbrados, hay algo que le mejora algo en el cerebro. El simple hecho de jugar esos juegos constantemente, como la atención o algo. Y como lo juegan todos los días, ellos tienen eso un poquito más desarrollado que una gente que no lo tiene. Por ejemplo, tú ves como reflexes.
Yeah.
Yo no sé por qué. Yo no sé, obviamente yo jugué muchos videojuegos cuando era joven, pero a mí el famoso meme de que when you catch something out of nowhere and then you try to see if
sí,
you're
sí.
Spider-Man, like that happened to me a lot. Like, hay cosas que yo la agarro de repente y yo mismo digo, wow,
¿De dónde viene ese reflejo?
¿sí dónde viene ese reflejo?
Ujú.
O tú estás manejando, tú, como que... Pero yo me puse a ver un tipo de NASCAR, yo juré que yo tenía reflejo. Have you seen these people?
No.
It's ridiculous. Hay un carro en una curva. En una curva. Él viene así, casi a 200. En una curva. El pana está quedado al final de la curva. Says, there's no way
Ujú.
that he's gonna see him till he turns. Y el nivel de reflejo que él tiene que tener para no darle, you have to be perfect. Bro, el pana dobla así, cuando viene así, ¡guau! Y lo ve, you see the car goes, pero it's so quick and so narrow.
Que tú dices cómo.
Tú dices, ¿cómo ese pana hizo eso?
No, ok. Porque tú vas a jugar pelota.
Sí.
Oye,
Oye,
tú estás
yeah.
pichando y alguien
Sí.
te da una línea. Entonces, y dices, mierda,
La-
¿cómo fue que yo la agarré? Pero tú no sabes, porque tú no tienes ni tiempo para pensar que tú estás haciendo algo. Tú lo
no. Y es como el que está bateando. Que el que está bateando tiene como... ¿Cuánto es? Cuando
Son milisegundos.
milisegundo...
En lo que la bola llega.
En lo que la bola llega, que tú la ves y dices, ah, es por aquí. Y como que,
¡oh! ¿Qué picheo es?
Ajá, ¿qué picheo es? ¿A qué velocidad viene? ¡Oh, aquí es! Tú sabes, como que tú tienes que tener
un reflejo, como... Que yo no sé si son reflejos, no sé. No hay muchas cosas que yo digo que no tienen sentido.
Pero hay gente que son muy buenas con eso. Hasta en basquetbol tú lo ves. Cuando tú ves a Curry practicando un tiro, que él hace eso tantas veces, que la fuerza de la muñeca, la posición de la mano, se convierte como en second nature, es como que fluye natural. O sea, imagínate que nosotros tengamos cosas en nuestra mente que le hemos desarrollado tanto de it became so...
No, como estaba hablando, que en mi mente, cuando yo tengo sentimientos, yo tengo pasos o preguntas que yo mismo me hago. Que yo ni sé la pregunta que yo me hago ya. Porque tengo sentimientos, me siento mal, de una vez hago ya no me siento mal. Si alguien me pregunta, yo tengo que pensar cuáles son las preguntas que yo me hago. Y después yo la puedo escribir, qué sé yo, qué sé yo. Pero normalmente yo ni sé, pues ya lo he hecho tantas veces que es como natural. Yo de una vez yo llego a la última pregunta, yo llego aquí, de una vez. Porque ya tú estás acostumbrado a hacerlo tantas veces.
Es como tu amor por la escritura.
Yeah.
You're really good at it.
See that you're being weird now.
You see?
Sí,
No me digas eso.
No me digas eso.
No, pero es verdad, you're really good at it.
It comes really easy to like.
¿Cómo se llama? Phantom?
Phantom Writer I started this weird page. I had like this idea of what I wanted to do. I just didn't. It was just like too much work.
But you don't want to pursue something in writing at that level? Maybe like
I would.
like
if somebody took it and did something with it, we'll be fine. But I don't want to do it.
But do you have it?
I have books. I have
I
have it all in like one.
Okay.
Have
you ever thought like doing it as a book? Since you have it already, you don't have to do anything.
I know. I have thought about it. I just don't feel like doing that work.
Have you seen Marcus Aurelius?
I don't know what that is. No.
Okay, there's a book of a guy back in
sometime
a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's basically his diary.
Yeah.
Right. So he just like the pages doesn't make any sense. Like they're not like in particular order, or like it's just thoughts, a bunch of thoughts just put together. Like it doesn't have to have a rhythm of it. But then the book itself, it shows like his feelings, his approaches. Like it's pretty nice the way it's set up. Maybe you could do something like that. Like you don't have to structure it.
I'm sure. I just don't want to do it. Is what I'm saying.
You want me to help you?
You could look. I could give you the stuff, and you do whatever you want with it. Like I don't have like that. I started. I'll be like, oh, what does it take to do this? And I'm like, nah.
What do you consider your best poem?
I don't know. I have different ones.
So I remember one. I mean, I read so many, but I know one of them. It was about the loss or something. I don't know.
I mean, there's things that stick out for me. Like I remember writing something like it was like I and you and the word love in between the two. Like that rhyme.
Right.
Like, because I remember like visually like I and you, and then the word love in between the two. Right. Like that rhyme alone was like, oh, this is dope. Like I remember like little rhymes that I like. Like I was like, oh, I saw this. Like I saw you walking by. Like I saw you walking by. You were like a star. So like I make wishes every time you walk by.
Yeah, that's dope.
So like things like that. Like I remember those lines because I'm like, oh, like I like that line. But like I don't think I can remember a poem off the top of my head.
No.
Because I write them and then I forget them. I don't even check if I'm spelling it right. I just write it and then
I'm telling you, we definitely need to figure something out.
Yeah.
Because I think some of the poems are like, son muy personales. They feel personal.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are, and then some of them, yo cojo como algo que yo vi o algo que le pasó a alguien, yo lo sé. Yo sé cómo hacer una historia de eso. Yo cojo un sentimiento que yo vi y armar algo entero con eso. Que no sé, aunque porque yo sé el sentimiento. Pero yo no necesariamente soy algo personal.
Ok, no es personal para ti, pero es personal. Es como personal para alguien.
Para alguien, exacto.
Ajá, porque es que los sentimientos son así.
Los sentimientos son sentimientos.
Fui,
Todo el mundo lo tiene.
Estaba caminando y me robaron la cartera.
Exacto. Yo puedo escribir lo que sea. Tú me das, escribe algo de esto, yo lo puedo escribir. Like, así.
That's crazy.
But it's just easy for me.
Well, it comes to the thing. You're not good at
Yeah,
math.
but I'm not, yeah.
You're not a genius, but you might be a genius at letters.
Yeah, maybe. And I can't, like if you see my handwriting, I can't write. Like, there's no way I can read it. So I have to type it.
So you type it, right?
Yeah. I usually, like, in the car, type it on my phone to make, like, poems.
Remember the stuff we were working together about, tú estabas escribiendo algo, like, daughter, for your daughter?
Yeah, I have a few of those. Those are nice. Like, I got in my house, I have a picture that somebody made for me. It's just, like, me and her, and then it's just a poem.
I think I read it.
Yeah, I remember, like, my little nephew went over there. I don't know why he grabbed it. But it's just weird watching people read something, and then he's like 7. He just started crying. What are you crying about? He was just there crying, reading and stuff.
It was probably deep.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it affects everybody different. Like, some things that I think are stupid, like this, like I wrote it when I was 16. Like, it was just like, this is dumb.
Do you have stuff from, like, back in the day?
Oh, I got stuff from, like, back in the day.
Do you compare it one another?
No, they don't even compare. It's just like...
No, have you ever tried, like, tú pones una cosa que tú escribiste, like, doing
Cuando
your
yo tenía
16.
15 y yo lo veo, yo dije, qué estupidez. Yo dije que es una estupidez. Pero hay gente que dice, oh, como que eso me gustó. Yo dije, eso no me gusta. Ni a mí me gustaba. Entonces, pero para todo el mundo le gustan cosas diferentes. Por eso, aunque no me guste a mí, yo lo escribo y lo dejo ahí porque, tal vez le gusta a alguien.
That we definitely need to do something with it. Like, yo say, like, you're really good at it. I know you don't like compliments, but...
I don't want to do the work. Like, I'll be like...
Yeah, but it's not a lot of work to do.
You say that, but I don't... For me, it feels like work.
I mean, getting a publisher or, like, getting a structure.
All that stuff, I don't even know what that means.
Well, we can ask ChatGPT. He can help you.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, you can give him all this stuff. And you're like, can you make this into a book? I'm pretty sure. I am 100%... Let's say 99%.
Yeah.
Sure. He
Oh,
will
he could do
structure it. Yeah, he will structure it and send it back to you. Like, yeah, you can do this.
Maybe.
We're definitely going to try it. I'm telling you.
It still sounds like, I don't know, it feels like, ugh.
It's not though.
I mean, but it feels to me like, ugh.
But what if?
Yeah.
What if you put it out there?
Mm-hmm.
We figure it out.
Yeah.
We figure it out
Yeah.
the way to package it.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's marketable, right? We put it out there and it goes like amazing.
Yeah, sure. Like, even if it doesn't go good, I'm like, it would be nice to have it out there for sure. I just don't want to do the work.
Will you have a name for it?
That's a good question. Let me think of one right now. It almost feels like a diary, but it's not a diary because it's like I remember it started writing when I was 15, and like I think I slowed down, but like I could literally pick up my phone right now and write something, just of like things that I think about. But it's like interesting to watch like stuff that I wrote at 15. There's some like things that I'm like, oh, I can still like I will still write that today.
That's crazy.
And then there's things that I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm gonna shoot you. You're like, what are you talking about?
Were you mad at that?
Yeah. You talk like I talked about like
you mad at breakfast?
Yeah, I just talked about random stuff. I'm just like, what were you talking about here? Like, why was this even a thought?
Yeah, I guess we go through those. What is your feeling on dreams? Like, do you spend a lot of time thinking?
Dreaming?
Not dreaming, but like, because daydreaming is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider sometimes the thoughts, when we think,
Mm-hmm.
if you could put visuals to it, it would be like a dream because we think weird.
Yeah.
Maybe like when you sleep, you thinking it just with images in a way. Because like when, let's say I'm at the house, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
chilling. Like these days, I've been thinking a lot. And you go through 100,000 images in your brain
Mm-hmm.
at once. You just keep coming. And you're like, man, what is going on? And you think some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like, really dumb.
Especially when you're bored. Yeah, you think about
Yeah, when you're bored, you're like, what if?
Yeah, what if I take a cup and put a gun in it?
Yeah,
And I make water.
You remember when they would talk about, like, how do you rob a bank?
Yeah.
And then you thought, yeah, what if we do this? And what if we do that?
Yeah, you're like, why did I just do that?
Yeah, then why am I thinking about robbing a
You're like,
bank?
why am I so good at it?
Right? Yeah, can I get cut?
Yeah.
But do you spend, because for me, and me watching you over the years,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that you are like a deep thinker. And sometimes the way you live your life,
Mm-hmm.
it makes people feel you lonely because you don't care about what a lot of people care about.
Yeah. I think people think because you don't have those emotions about certain things, they just think that you're just an asshole because you just don't.
Right.
You just don't like. Yeah, I don't care. Like, yeah, like sometimes you're like, oh, my grandmother died. I'm laughing at the funeral. Like, well, you don't care about her. Like, no, I love my grandmother, but she died. It's supposed to happen.
Right.
That is normal. So like, I don't have those feelings. Like, I just don't have feelings. I don't get caught up in so many feelings. It's like there's things that you're supposed to feel, and then certain things that you just like, yeah, that's normal. Like, you're supposed to be angry at that, or you're supposed to be whatever. So it's like it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't affect me as much as other people. Like jokes, or like people saying, like, oh yeah, I hope your daughter died. Like, I'm just like, okay, like what okay, she's not gonna die because you said it. So
right.
do your thing. Keep saying, like, I don't care. So like things like that is like, why are you so mad about somebody saying stuff? Like yes, I get it. There's a point where you're like, when you know somebody's trying to hurt you, right?
Yeah, we do it on purpose.
Yeah, but like,
tú sabes que yo lo que quieren es.
yeah, but like, I mean, it's like you also think about like what can make, like, you could say, man, look at this guy. Look at him. Well, like, he just grew up rich, and you can take offense to that. I ain't grow up rich. How
What are you
dare
talking
you?
about? How dare you?
Yeah, I struggle, and you're like,
with what?
why would that not be a compliment? Like, you know, like, you could take anything and make it into like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could fight about anything.
you'd be like, oh, look at this smart mother. Like,
Yeah. Why you so smart?
what, you so smart? Oh, look at you using big words. Like,
Yeah. Like that movie. You throwing too many big words.
yeah. I'm gonna take him with disrespect. But like, you can get offended.
By
But
whatever.
good things, bad things, it's just a matter of how you process it.
Right.
Like sometimes I'll be like I watch like people be racist, and I'll be like, why doesn't it happen to me? Like, I wish somebody be racist to me because I know I would react totally different than what they would expect.
Right.
Because I mean, like, you go like, oh, get out of here, and you get racist, and then like that person's just gonna be angry, and it's like that's what you expect when you're doing it.
Right. But then if you don't,
And if you
like,
just-
it's like bullying, being bullied. Like, I'm the hardest people to bully.
You just don't care.
I don't care. So like, you could do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and I think of a joke on myself.
Yeah.
And then squash the whole beef without even starting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, like, oh, okay, you're so smart. Okay.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I'd like, okay, let me ask you a question. We're talking about deep thoughts, right?
Right.
Which I ask a lot of my friends or people I'm around with. Like, say that you were in a relationship, which you are now. But let's say you, like, just take yourself out of it.
Right.
You somebody else, and then you are in a relationship. This is the best relationship you ever had. The person is perfect. You never argue. Like, everything is great. Like, everything. This is everything you ever wanted. Nothing is ever bad. All is good. And then one day, you come home, and there's 2 envelopes. One says, find out the truth. And then another one says, stay happy forever. Now, these envelopes are like magic envelopes. So, like, you could go find out the truth, or you could just stay happy forever. Like, what would you choose? Which envelope do you choose?
I'm a truth guy.
Yeah.
Just because.
You just want to know?
Yeah, like if it's the truth that I didn't know, because if everything was so happy and so nice,
Yeah.
I'm a truth guy. I'll find out what the truth is, and then evaluate it, whatever it is. Like you an alien?
Yeah.
I guess I'm married to an alien.
Yeah, but then you like, and then what if that makes you unhappy?
Well, we wouldn't know.
I know, but now you know, and now you're unhappy.
Well, maybe.
Exactly. So why take that chance?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like most people, 100, like probably 95% of people say they want to know the truth, and I'm like, what is so? Why? So what do you need to know everything?
I guess.
Like for me, it's like, what is the end goal? Like in life,
Right.
my end goal is just to be happy.
Oh, the thing is that for you, it's like happiness is.
Like that's like the goal of everything. Like if you're just happy, like if you're a janitor and you're just happy, I'd be like, yo, that is success to me.
Oh yeah, it is to a point. To a point of like if that's what you wanted. But for example, like one day I was talking about if you raise in a specific home, right, where buying a motorcycle is like the goal. Like,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
My grandpa had a motorcycle.
He was the best. He's the baddest motherfucker
Yeah.
alive.
I got mine.
Yeah.
Look at me. I was the best dad ever.
Yeah.
You need to get a motorcycle. And then the kid goes, why can I have a car?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why we have to have a motorcycle? But then in their family, it's like, that is absolute, true, the best, top notch, top goal of the family. If you have a motorcycle, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then if you raise a kid in a way that is
the goal.
Is the goal, he won't be happy if he get a motorcycle. Even though there's a million cars.
Yeah.
But you never thought on, like you could get better than that. It's like that movie. You could be, it said you need to be first. If you ain't first, you last.
Yeah.
And he go, and then there he go. He like, you told me if I ain't first, I'm last. Like, what you mean? You can be second, third? Like, it's not that one finish line. So I guess if you put everything on one thing, and you forget about everything else in life, maybe you just one side, and you will eventually feel, because that's all you want.
Yeah, but like I remember asking this question to my best friend, right? Or one of my best friends, because I have many. But one of them, I was like, "What is your dream car?" Right? And he's like a Honda Civic. All right. And I'm like, "What? Why is that your dream car? Like there's a 99 more better cars, and that's like your dream car?" And I'm just thinking like what? How is that your goal? But I mean, it's like, and also then I thought like, what's wrong with that goal?
Yeah, it's like a construct.
Like, what does it matter? If you're happy with your Honda Civic, why do you be like, yo, you need to work for a Bentley? And it's like, but I'm cool with the Honda Civic. So
that would be me.
Exactly,
I
but
don't care about cars.
But like people, like we measure success based on like
the value of the things.
Or other people's values most of the time.
Yeah, or how it looks on society.
Yeah, like it's just like,
which is stupid.
I'm like, oh, you're a janitor. Like, oh, you should try to be better. Like, no. Why?
Just be the best.
If you're happy doing whatever, if I'm happy cleaning toilet, let me just clean the toilet.
Right. I guess happiness and like, let's say, like you could be a janitor, but then your life is set in a way like you happy. You have your family. Like if you decide to have a family, you have your family. You happy. You're not struggling.
Yeah.
You're happy, and you like the money that you have is enough to cover the things that you need. You don't need a lot of things. You're a simple guy, low maintenance. You're
cool
good.
with that. Yeah.
You can go on vacations.
Yeah, you like eggs and mayonnaise every day. That's fine.
Yeah, that's like you good. Trust me, that person, I'd rather be that than be rich with problems.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does it matter? Like, if you like,
I guess it doesn't matter because even in life there will be ranks, based on.
Oh yeah, other people's.
Yeah, like
society. You're like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, like in society, you're gonna have billionaires, millionaires,
yeah.
rich, regular. Like you're gonna have all that, and you have to find happiness
in all of it.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be. Not everybody can jump from poor to a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like that's 1%, right? A billionaires, 1% in the world. Like. Now, if you're unhappy because you're not Mark Zuckerberg, you will be unhappy for a long time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like for me, when people like, whenever like somebody give me that scenario, like for me, I will always pick happiness. I don't care. Like the truth is cool, but if I'm happy, why do I care about the truth? I could die and be happy. I'll be like, man.
I didn't open that envelope. I didn't know what it was.
I didn't care. I'm already happy. What do I care?
I see what you mean.
Like, what do you care? If you can just be happy, why would you choose anything else?
Yeah, but why does the truth have to mean something?
I mean, the
negative?
truth can be bad. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, but if
what is the truth is
it's good. Like, oh, my wife is a millionaire.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
That's not.
But you was already happy, so why do you care?
Yeah, but that might make you
more happier.
like it's not gonna add negative.
Yeah, but why would you take the chance?
Yeah, I guess because I'm a truth guy. It's like the truth will set you free.
This is stupid shit I've heard.
It's not stupid.
I mean, for some things, but sometimes it's better to be ignorant. Like, okay, like you remember growing up and you like, flushing the toilet, right?
Right.
Or like getting like agua de la.
You drink it from it.
Yeah, when you had to go get a bucket.
Right, right.
And I think that and like get water out.
Right.
Like, that was normal to us. You would take a little cup and throw it in your hair and put the soap on and then get a little water and throw it in your head. That was normal. Until you go to America, you get showers and pressure and flush toilet. You can throw a whole toilet roll. Yeah. You like, I was fine with that. But then you come back and you're like, I'm not cool with that. They got air conditioning over there.
Yeah, but does something like it's like an upgrade though.
Yeah, but I would rather have been happy because like you went to your friend's house and he had air conditioner, he had a toilet that flush.
Yeah, but then you came back home.
And then you came back home. Yeah, this is like, Mom, what the hell we doing here?
But that's what I mean though.
I'd rather just be ignorant.
Yeah, but then
it wouldn't matter.
In some areas, it won't matter.
It wouldn't if you never found out that there was this stuff up there.
Yeah, but if you never find out,
exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like when you.
So I'd rather have that happiness.
Yeah, like if you unblock your brain to new things, that's why people are afraid if they were aliens or not.
Are we?
Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not afraid.
You're not afraid. But imagine some crazy thing. It's like, oh, you didn't know it was real? Well, it is. And then
you
go,
see flying monkeys?
What?
Those things are for real.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was mosquitoes. Like, you didn't know.
Yeah.
Now your life is going to change. But at least you know. Because you didn't know. But now everybody knows.
Yeah, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, but you now know you know.
Yeah.
It's like there's some things you're going to find out.
That's fine. But there's some things that you don't have to find out.
But you don't have to. It's like, I wouldn't, like, I don't want to know if there's like a bear in Montana.
What are you talking about?
Listen
okay,
to me.
all right.
Like, they have like a face. It's like a bear, like a huge bear, right?
Okay.
Like, and they say it exists.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to find out. You know what I mean?
I don't want to see the bear.
I don't want to see the bear.
What if you watching it on video though?
It's not gonna affect me because I'm in Dominican Republic. The bear is in like Montana, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna go. I want to go to Montana to see.
Like, I don't want to go over there and find the chupacabra.
Yeah, like I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Like, what would I? I'm not choosing to, like, knowing that I know if it's gonna hurt me. That's what I mean. Like, you pick where you want to take.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't get to pick what somebody teaches you.
I know. That's why you have to take it. You got to take it in and kind of like.
Yeah, I'm not saying be blind. Like, oh, I don't want to see.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
you have to know. That's what the truth. It will set you. It will like create a path of like.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. Most time it's bad. Like the more things you know.
Have you seen the tribe of like people? You seen that one tribe, an island that nobody can go, cause they shoot arrows at you.
What?
Yeah, there's an island of like people.
Oh,
right?
wait a minute.
Listen.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I heard you correct.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna make coffee water.
There's an island.
Right.
That people can't go.
Yeah, they can't go in there
because they shoot arrows at you.
Yeah.
You know we got guns, right?
Yeah, but
they got more arrows than guns.
That's what I'm telling you. Listen, island.
Okay,
listen to my words.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's an island.
Yeah. That people got arrows.
That people don't want to go in
because they got arrows.
Not even like. This is the crazy part. Like, we do know we have weapons. Crazy. Yeah, we have all kinds of weapons, right?
Yeah.
And somehow we all decided in the whole world we ain't gonna mess with these people.
Yeah, but because there's probably nothing there.
No, they're there. They know they're there.
No, I'm saying there's probably nothing there. Like, what are they like? If they're first of all, if they just have arrows, there's nothing there.
Yeah, but listen, like they don't want to find out either. They can go in there.
Yeah, sure.
They don't go.
Okay.
Right. Now, there's a guy.
That went?
They wanted to go to make contact. Error.
And they hit him with the arrows?
Yeah, like, like, you know what I mean?
First of all, how do you get there?
On a boat.
Okay.
So
he went on the boat.
They went on the boat. Right?
He
and
had
they
a
got
camera.
recording. They got bamboo arrows.
Okay.
It's not small arrows.
Okay.
It's all, I'm telling you, like, it's people son caníbales. They live life in a completely different way. They don't need the stuff we need. They probably run around naked like back in the days, right? Yeah. Today they live like back in the day.
Yeah. Don't bring your goddamn air conditioner. We're fine with the arrows.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Like they probably happy.
Yeah.
Because they don't know better, but they not in the world. Nobody make contact. They have no Wi-Fi. They have no internet. They have nothing.
Well, you don't know because you never been.
Yeah,
nobody can go.
Yeah, nobody can get in there. They don't want to figure it out. I'm pretty sure they don't want to get internet there either. Have you seen the issue that happened in the there's a place right in the world right now where this is bad.
Okay.
This is bad.
Okay.
They were doing fine. They were doing just fine. It's a place in Amazon. They were doing just fine.
The people there.
Right.
Okay.
They have no connection.
Yeah.
But some of them travel. They know it exists, but they didn't have it. Starlink, they give Wi-Fi and cell phones and iPads.
People?
Like, they trying to connect them.
They're like, here.
Yeah, like, here, this is how it works, and this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going nuts. The kids are not paying attention. The kids are not paying attention.
Yeah.
They got issues with, like, porn.
Everybody watching porn now?
Everybody watching porn. Everybody, like, on social media. And then the parents are like,
what the hell?
Like, yeah, like, what do you guys do?
Yeah.
We were fine.
You're just making my point. It's better to be ignorant.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's some things that you don't want to force nobody to, like, if I know you didn't have it.
And you were happy?
If it's not making you sick or you're dying.
Yeah.
Just let it be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But there's some things you have to know. For example, like, when we talk about, like, sickness. Like,
like, you can cure that.
Like, you can cure that.
Yeah.
If you can, like, don't let them die.
Yeah.
Just because they don't know. Hey, don't drink out of that water. You're going to die.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Like, let's do something else.
But
then the poor kids.
But then you give them iPads.
They give them too much.
Pornhub.
Yeah, they give them too much. It's crazy. And then the internet, and you see them connected, and like, oh my God. And they said that, some aspect of their life got better. I guess that's just the way it works.
But
like,
a lot of
they can communicate. Yeah, they don't have to go through the mountain to tell somebody. Like, I get it. All that is good, but then also the bad came in. So, like, in there, you have to pick. Yeah, it's going to be better, but then
but did we actually need it? Because, I mean, we were fine before that.
Yeah.
Like, people were used to saying ravens and pigeons and stuff.
And now they don't. So now it's like, ooh.
Yeah, pigeons
I'd
don't
rather, you know what I mean?
Don't be like, why are you putting this letter on me?
Remember that pigeon that got caught?
By the FBI.
Like, but it's crazy though. Like, it gets to a point that if you're gonna give me something, I don't know what it is, but you've been doing it for a long time, and you know it's gonna make my life better, but it has some negative effects. Will you still give it to me because of the good part of it, or what will you do?
I mean, I guess it depends. Like, if I don't know you, probably, I don't know, maybe. But if I know you, I'm like, okay, you can figure this out. You know what the good is. You know what the bad is. He'll be able to handle this.
That's crazy.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know how somebody's gonna take it. That's the messed up part. Like, I know I'm giving you something good.
Yeah, but if it's the difference,
but it has
is like,
side effects.
Are you happy? And you're like, yeah, I'm good. I love my life. I love, throwing arrows at people that come in a boat.
Yeah, but then.
And then you're like, yo, you don't have to do that. I can get you a gun.
Then you'll be more happy.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
And then he's like, yo, this is not as fun. This is like, this is not as fun. People just die really quick.
I don't want them to
die.
Yeah. But, I mean, es algo interesante de qué significa, like, si tú te sientes completo, feliz, estable, but then, whatever, lo que sea que te dan, makes you más feliz, más estable, it's a gamble. Like,
Sí, a veces sí, a veces no.
Tú sabes, como que sí, pero no lo quiero. I'd rather just be happy.
Como Dame Dash, right? Que él dice de que ¿por qué tú estás trabajando para alguien? Eso no tiene sentido. Tú no tienes que trabajar. Tú tienes que ser un jefe. Todo el mundo tiene que ser jefe. Si tú no eres jefe, tú estás viviendo una vida estúpida. ¿Para qué? Pero si tú eres un jefe, tú tienes que tener gente que trabaje para ti, para ser jefe. Entonces, ¿cómo todo el mundo va a ser jefe? No, eso no tiene lógica.
No.
Entonces, tú no puedes ser todo el mundo que sea jefe, porque después nadie va a trabajar. No, yo creo que todo el mundo tiene su parte. Porque si todo el mundo es jefe, ¿quién va a trabajar en McDonald's?
Exacto. No, y también en la misma vida, like, todo el mundo está diseñado para hacer algo diferente.
Exacto.
Es imposible que todo el mundo haga lo mismo. Por eso tú ves que hay gente que simplemente just good at painting, y es como que hay gente que son muy buenos en agricultura,
Yeah.
and there's people muy buenos en tecnología, hay gente que son muy buenos en math, and when you put them in a room, ellos pueden hacer cosas increíbles. Pero everybody on their lane. Es imposible que todo el mundo sea una sola cosa. Ahora, nosotros construimos posiciones sociales que dijimos, estas son las mejor. Like, I was looking at the top 10 como mejores trabajos, and IT is in there. Wow, obviously, a lot of companies tienen demasiada cámara, tienen demasiado sistema, you need an IT. So, they well pay, they everywhere.
No, que ese trabajo nunca se va.
Ese trabajo es muy difícil de...
No, que se vaya. Que no hay alguien que nosotros no necesitamos eso. El robot lo hace. Es difícil. Por eso es uno de los mejores trabajos. Porque tú sabes que cuando tú no puedes entrar a tu computadora, tú llamas y dices, no puedo entrar a mi computadora, no sé qué está pasando. Y yo te lo reseteo.
Do you feel that IT can be in danger if, like...
Robots.
Okay, let's go to robots. It's easy. Es más fácil decir robot, de inteligencia artificial, humanoide or something like that.
¿Qué?
You ever thought about it? Worry about it?
No.
Think about it at all?
No.
No.
For what? For like certain jobs?
No,
Okay,
like in
que-
general. In general, like do you when you read, when you see online, when you see stuff, do you ever worry? Because you know we watch Terminator
Oh, okay.
and iRobot and all those movies,
Yeah.
right?
So like the machine goes against.
Right, the machine goes
I
against
mean-
man. Have you ever thought of that?
I mean, I think about it, but I'm not worried. Like, I think about it like, yes, if the machine learns and then they figure out that, like, oh, you're the problem. Like, humans are the problem. Like, you guys are just messing up the world. That's why we have, like, these thunderstorms happening so early because you guys don't take care of your, like, the earth.
Right.
So let me delete you. Like, Thanos, I guess, is what. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Just kill it. Like, it's okay. If that's what, like, if that happens, I'm fine with it.
But isn't it crazy that I mean, we heard it at the podcast we were listening to. That it got to a point where nosotros hemos stink more than, well, almost
Bueno, como todos
Like,
los animales.
todos los animales. Like, nosotros somos la causa de extinción de muchísimos animales. Que tú no ves un animal extinguiendo otro animal. We are the only one. Y cuando un animal lo hace, is that we put them in there. It's like...
Que tú pusiste a un mono en un zoológico.
No, yeah. Or you put like los ratones. Tenemos ratones. Ay, we know how to... Vamos a meter 1,000 gatos. Y matamos todos los ratones. And they have done that. Like, they put un tiger around dogs.
Yeah.
Poor dogs. They're gone. Right? And then, because we the cause of that. But imagine it's the other way around. The machine comes and goes, oh, you guys are what is wrong with the world.
We are.
You kill this, and you do that, you do this wrong, blah, 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 blah.
I know how to solve it. Let me just take half of you out.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy.
I mean, it's the truth. Like, we know is the truth. That we're just the biggest. I mean, we're all the problem.
If you were a president
Yep.
and your job is to fix that problem, what do you do? Have you ever thought of that? Like,
No. I did think about like kids in certain schools, like let's say you were like in the U.S., right? People grow up in like poor neighborhoods, and then they have like high crime because of it. They have poor health because of it. Like, there's a lot of mental stuff that happen because of it, because they live in poor areas. It's not like you could just get out of it.
right.
So I thought this is what I would do. I would take those people in like the U.S. that live, well, they call themselves poor, and then bring them to like here, and take them to like real poor, and then then you will get like, okay, you get some different perspective. Like, yeah, I'm poor over there, but it doesn't compare to this poor at all. Like, what am I complaining about? Like, I still have lights. Like, the light just doesn't go out because just because it happens.
Right.
Like, these people are like going to the bathroom in a hole. So like, you don't have that perspective. You just think like, oh, my life is the worst. I don't have no way out of here. Until you see somebody else that's like way worse than you, you're like, oh, I have it way better than them. So I think like, if you don't, like, for me, it's just like you have to give people perspective that they don't even think about because they haven't seen it. Okay. Like, you have people in like middle America that have never saw like a black person, and every black person they see was just like, oh, this person is just angry, or like, oh, I saw them on TV, they're shooting each other, blah blah blah, they're selling drugs, and blah blah blah, and that's your image of it. That's just perspective because you've never seen anybody else.
Right.
So if you don't get exposed to it, you just think that's just everybody that acts that way, which is crazy to me.
It is crazy.
That you just have this perspective because that's what you saw. So you're just like, oh, everybody's like that. Like, I had that view when I was younger about Jewish people. Because I remember when I was like...
Let me see your cup. You let me know.
Let you know what?
How much do you want?
Yeah. Ya, déjalo.
Ya. Me avisa.
¿Dáselo todo ya?
Y que yo entonces, ¿qué tengo?
Well, you just put your finger and spin it. You on spoons, do you?
I forgot I had the spoons. Just in case, everybody.
That's not a spoon, bro. This is a knife.
We're drinking coffee at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Son las 2:30 de la...
No, son las 2, son las 12.
Las 12. Sí, yo me serví. Yo, estamos viendo café. Como somos tan amantes al café y hacemos honor al café en este podcast, son las 12:30
de la mañana.
De la mañana. Este es el episodio, I guess it makes sense. Because it's with you. That we record. Yeah. Estamos grabando a las 2 de la mañana. A las 12. No, I got it.
No, leave it right there.
Okay. You want to use it again?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
What we were talking about?
Death of humanity.
Nah.
Perspective.
Yeah, perspective. Yeah, I think like that if you don't have a perspective of like, I feel like that's not what we were talking about. I think we skipped that already.
Now we went through perspective and then you were talking about perspective.
Yeah.
You were talking about perspective. Like, you were talking about like if you were the president.
Yeah. I think that most of us, everybody, for sure. Oh, no, I was saying that I hate Jewish people.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Well, you didn't say you hate them.
I hated them. And this is why. I had a reason. It's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So I remember when I left DR, I was 13. I remember I lived in the apartments in Clark's Lane.
I remember.
And there was like a Jewish area.
Yeah.
I remember my mom told me to go to the grocery store, which is like, I don't know, like a 20-minute walk. And I went to the grocery store. Again, I'm 13. I don't know any English. And I'm like, I get all the stuff she asked me to. And so I'm like walking back from that 20-minute walk with like a bunch of bags. And I'm just walking. And I remember getting to the house. And then all of a sudden, all the stuff just fell out the bag. And I'm just like there, and I just watch these people just like walk right by me. Like they see this kid, 13 years old, struggling with all these bags, all this stuff on the floor, broke. Like there's no way for me to carry this, and they just like walk right past me. They didn't even say you need help, you know, and like they just like. And I was like, I hate these motherfuckers.
Imagine you say, "You need help, boy."
Yeah. No. But yeah. But yeah, like that. Like I was just like.
You were just mad,
Like how you not know? It wasn't just one person.
Yeah, that's a lot
like
of people.
it was like. I was like, you don't have that decency to just be like, hey man, you're a kid. Like if you was an adult maybe, but I'm not 13-year-old kid with like 50 bags, milk and eggs everywhere, and you're just like, he got it.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. And then I just had like this thought, like, oh, they all like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Like there was 10 of them that went by. They all like that.
Yeah, I think that's the way we look at the world, in a lot of different areas. Like we could think that everybody's one way because everybody's just doing the same thing.
Well, that's like you met all the people that you met were that way.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
It'll give you blindsided.
Yeah, you just go, oh, they all like that.
But at the same time, it's like here, like if you see a kid. Like I know that everybody should go and like if you see a kid, si tú un niño solo en la calle, I mean you go, man, can't leave this kid alone. But then you know that they're gonna rob you.
The kid?
In the area, like the kid is a setup.
Ooh, it's like a.
That's what I mean. Like
it's like a Bay kid.
Yeah, like like the show. No, but just imagine, like you.
Like they put a baby there.
They put a baby,
like a baby crying.
Yeah, like a baby crying in the middle of the street.
And then you go get it, and then they hit you in the head.
Yeah, and they rob you.
Oh shit! I never seen that happen before, but that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? Like, it will make you go, man, I don't want to help these babies.
Yeah, I ain't touching another baby again.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like I guess, because for me, like if I'm driving and it's late,
and you see a baby,
that's what I mean. Like in our heart. Because I'm a dad, I'm like, oh, I can't leave this baby. But then if I just read that there's a baby.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Don't fall for that baby trap.
Don't fall for that. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't pick up the baby. But that's how messed up the world is. They go to deep emotional settings that you normally will stop and then you don't stop. That sucks that you have to make a choice of something that you know that you have to do, but then you can't do it because you know you're going to die.
Oh, now that you're talking about that. Remember we were talking about right and wrong?
Right.
Okay, because I was asking you this, and I feel like I never got an answer from what I was asking.
The right or wrong?
Yeah. So, how do you figure out what's right and wrong for you? I feel like you said, like, based on the Bible is how you determine what's right or wrong.
Right.
Okay.
There's definitely things in the Bible that makes you understand what's right or wrong in the world, but then in your culture. For example, I just watched a pastor. He was giving his testimony on. He went on Argentina, right? The Bible never says don't drink. It just says
don't get drunk.
Don't get drunk. Now, a lot of people just say, I'd rather not drink.
Right.
And then they preach it in a way that is like, oh, you Christians can't drink.
Yeah.
That's wrong, because that's not what the Bible says, based on that. So, but he grew up, telling him that.
Yeah.
Oh, don't drink. So he's older guy, understands it. He went to Argentina to a concert. They went into the green room, and here comes the bottles of beer.
Yeah.
He goes, who ordered that? And everybody goes, sir, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand your point. But to my point, we don't have a problem with that here.
Yeah, I'm not drunk.
Like we don't have a problem with that here. Like in this country, it's fine. And it's kind of like, what are you talking about? And then he said, like, eventually, he just understood that you also have to understand people's culture and kind of like know and just because, you know, and you learn how to like get to know people enough or the world to not be blindsided by one thing, right? So culturally, there's a lot of things that are right or wrong. We pick that. It's like, who gives you the right to, like in court? Some state you do this, some states you can't do that. Now, if you do it in that state, you're wrong. But if you do it in this state, you're right. But so it's kind of like, but you don't have a compass of like, but in regardless, because we pick culturally, this is right, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right. Here, like we were talking about, like your age. No, here it's appropriate to drink. You don't have to be 21. So here's right. But if you go to here, you can drink at 12. This is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it changes culturally. Like, you can't pick culturally. Now, on big subjects, like rape. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, those things. Abuse. You're like, man, that's wrong. Yeah. But then again, for some people, it's like, nah, it's not. You're like, really?
Yeah, old people should get beat up.
Yep.
That's just normal.
You do that.
Yeah, they're walking slow. We gotta get rid of them.
Like if you're driving, like for me, like if you see a slow person driving, I'm like, man, you gotta move.
You gotta go. Somebody gotta kill.
Somebody, not kill them though. Okay. You gotta move. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what I think. Like, culturally,
but for you, what makes right and what makes wrong? Like, how do you process what's right and what's wrong in your head?
Oh, that's easier. The way you picture is easier. For example, for me, if you go to a scale of painful stuff, right? Okay. It's easier for me to see what's wrong of what he's doing to that person if I'm doing it, right? Like, if me punching you
hurt your hand.
Not my hand, but it can hurt my hand, or it can hurt the person. You go, this feels wrong. Like, there's some things inside you go, they don't feel right. Like, if you somehow we got to the level of like, if you kill a dog, you're like, man, this feel wrong. But
what if that dog?
But then if you kill a cow that you're gonna eat, it's like,
okay, what if you kill it? Let's just stay with the dog, right? You kill a dog, it's wrong. But what if the dog is trying to bite your kid?
It's wrong
to kill him.
To not kill him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
that's what I mean. Like, it will change.
Let me tell you how I think. Right, this is what I think.
Okay, let me add another thing.
Okay, good.
Like, one day I was driving, I was gonna pick up an Audi, and I'm whoever is out there, the love, but the animal that I'm about to mention, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because we eat them all the time. I'm talking about chickens.
Okay.
But it's a sad story. Like, I was, because I didn't want to kill him, right? I'm driving, and I see I see the chicken and the chicks, right? Like, I think it was 4 or 5 something. Ooh, and I seen them. Yeah. I seen them. I didn't want to run them over. I went and I'm like, they got by. You know, cuando tú estás manejando, tú dices, okay. And then when I pass by them and I look in the rearview mirror, I see the chicken going back to one chick that I run over, and he just standing there like, and it broke my heart. Like, I know that was wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
Did you go back?
Come on. I
gotta go pick up my deli.
I didn't want to get locked up. But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, yo lo choqué sin querer. And I went by, and I know this sabe. I was like, you know, like.
Man, you just killed a kid.
Yeah, like, I just killed a kid. I'm like,
murderer.
Because that's exactly what he said, and he made it feel worse. Because, like, he saw me, and I told him, because I was like,
heartbroken.
I'm like, man, I don't know what happened, man. I was running, and I went back, and I looked, and he goes, you're murdered. Like, it didn't help. But the feeling is like, man, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that, nobody teaches you that. It's just, you know, like, man, this is wrong. But if you translate that to different things, you go to a point like, man, killing is wrong.
Yeah.
Even though,
sometimes
like, even though.
Sometimes it's right.
you doing it for the right reasons, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
like if you see something biting.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the first one if you kill a person self defense, or you kill an animal of self defense, the first time you're gonna be like, man, this is a hard. It's not an easy thing. It's like, oh, pah! You're gonna be like, ah. You're gonna do it because your kid is dying.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be like an easy thing, like giving love.
Fair enough. But this is how. So this is how I think about right and wrong. Right. Right to me is like, what were your intentions? Even though you don't know my intentions are.
Right.
But I know what my intentions are.
Okay.
So like to me, it's like, what intentions did you do that with is what makes it right or wrong.
Yeah, I think that's part
like you could do bad things for the right reason, and you could do good things for the wrong reason. For example, let me give you like to do bad things for the right reason is easy to picture, but to do a good thing for the wrong reason is harder to picture. But I could give you an example. So when I used to work at this call center, I remember there was this lady that used to come down and she used to just talk to everybody. And then I found out like everybody in her department hated her. Like just hated this person. So her boss, because he couldn't fire her because she was good at her job, this is what she did. She gave her a promotion to a job that she knows she wasn't good at.
Whoa. So she
can get fired. Now, on the outside looking in, you're like, oh, she got a promotion. This is good, right?
Right.
But if you know what her intentions were of giving her this job, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. Like you could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that to the outside world, like, no, that's a good thing. You got a promotion. Congratulations. You did a great job.
Yeah.
But to this person, it's like, I'm giving you a promotion because I know you're going to get fired because you're not.
I understand that. I think like that as well. Es como la intención de por qué tú haces lo que tú haces cambia la razón, aunque no se vea.
Exacto.
Yo he hablado de eso bastante. Me gusta ese tema porque la gente a veces mira lo que está pasando y no lo que está pasando behind the scenes. Y a veces lo que pasa behind the scenes just murder what you're doing in front of the scenes. Like the real thing, you just murder it because you go, oh, this is what it's all about? Oh man, you guys are wrong.
Yeah, there's a Jay-Z line that I always remember in his a book he wrote. I don't know if he wrote it, but it's
a book? Jay-Z?
Mm-hmm.
He wrote a book?
Yeah.
He don't write rhymes.
Yeah, but he wrote a book.
I don't write rhymes. I don't write.
But it was like a book about like some of his songs and what they meant. But in one of there was a paragraph he was talking about, like to tell the story of a kid sitting in the corner holding a gun, right? Mm-hmm. And not tell the story of why the kid is holding the gun. Is to tell a lie.
Oh, you mean the complete truth?
Yeah, like you don't. If you just like, oh, that kid has a gun, how dare he? But you don't know why he has that gun. So if you're not telling that story, then you're telling a lie, because you just don't walk around. You just don't get a gun for no reason.
Right. I mean, the struggle is real. Have you seen? Remember the show we saw? What's it called? About the guy in the he did the show like 100 times in the my God. Que del pana that he asked the question, who you are? You have the cars. He write it down.
Oh, that the magic show.
Yeah, the magic show,
yeah.
Right? Where he talk about los marineros cuando están en el bote, that they have to write
como todo lo que ha
pasado. But when there's a rainy day or a cloudy day and they can't write what they see in the sky, they have to imagine it. So they add up. So this whole story is a mix of fake
and
real.
Yeah.
Right? For me, that's incredible. Right? But in our life, it's the same thing. There's a story we know, then the story we tell, and sometimes based on our own perspective.
Yeah.
We just change it. It's not even.
All right, so there's things in my head, like there's things in my life that has happened that like change the way I think about stuff.
Okay.
So I had this job, and I remember like at this time I just had my gun license. And I remember going to work, and there was this guy that was like a contractor. He wasn't there permanently. And I remember, I don't know, he was having a problem, and I went to go help him. And we started talking, and he was telling me about like, I was like, oh man, like, he was telling me like, oh man, yeah, I like this job. I hope they hire me on. And he was talking about his kid. He's like, yeah, I have a kid that's like disabled. And he's in a wheelchair, so I have to like get him, pick him up in the morning, and wash him, and do all this stuff to him. So I was like, oh, okay, like was he born like that? And he's like, nah. He's like, he got shot, and he became paralyzed. So he was like, I was like, oh, okay. And he was telling me like, you know, like, oh, I gotta go get my gun. Like he was talking about his guns. He's like, I got a gun. And I'm just like, oh, like you have a license for it? He's like, nah, I don't have a license for it. And I'm in my head, I'm like, what? Like, why not? Like, you can just go get a license and not be breaking the law. It's stupid. Like, you're being dumb. And that's how, like, I left that conversation thinking, like, this guy's an idiot. Like, he's walking around with a gun in his car illegally for no reason. The next day, you know, he was telling me about his kid and whatever, about his kid that was in a wheelchair. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, because I lost my other kid. And I was like, oh, you had another kid. What happened to him? He's like, oh, he was playing outside, and he got shot.
Jeez.
So he's like, and like the same thing happened to the other kid, the one that's paralyzed. He's like, he was playing outside, and he got shot. Like somebody was just driving by, shot him. So in my head, it's like, I was like, oh shit, I feel stupid now. He's like, yeah, that's why I carry the gun. He's like, I don't carry the gun because I want to carry the gun. I'm carrying the gun because of where I live. Like, the stuff that happens around here, I have to protect my kid. And it's just like, I was just like, damn, I'm an idiot thinking, like, this guy's an idiot because he's carrying a gun illegally for whatever reason. But he had a reason, a perfectly good reason, right, to have this thing on him because he was trying to protect, like, he's like, yeah, where I live, this is what happens all the time. Like, I can't just go get a gun license. I can't afford it. But I have to, like, 2 kids got shot just by playing outside.
It's also crazy that the solution for a lot of people, instead of moving.
Because you probably,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but, like, you probably, if he can't afford to go get, because he's literally like, I can't lose this job. I'm temporary.
Right.
So he probably can't afford to just move.
I know, but it's like, you know, you're a plan man. Like you create a plan, and sometimes I'm not saying like that's the reason, but sometimes you just decide I'm not moving. That's not an option because of whatever reason. That's not an option. So whatever your plan is, you're gonna build it around where you are. So instead of,
but sometimes you just can't. You just can't move.
I mean, can't is a big word.
You can't. You can't just go. Like you just can't be like.
No, I mean you can. It's just not gonna be as good.
I'm just saying if you don't have the money to move, you just can't move.
No, I mean, for example, your area is dangerous. Mm-hmm. People are killing people.
Yeah.
You'd rather die.
No.
Or you rather move to
I'm saying though, if you're the area that you live in, right? Because it's a.
No, I mean like you rather move to let's pick up. You rather reach Virginia.
Yeah.
To leave in a dumpster. You know what I mean? Like I know it's a hard choice, but you'd rather die.
No,
or you rather start fresh, even though you don't have money.
I'd rather go get a gun.
Just that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, who am I to say?
No, I'm not saying they're wrong or wrong. No, I'm just saying that a lot of people, because of the environment and how they are.
That's just the logic.
Yeah, the logic is not to move. The logic is to.
Oh, I need to protect myself because this is where I live.
Yeah, and that's how, areas affect the way you think. And somebody from far away goes, why didn't I move?
Yeah, but I mean,
and then somebody inside, why didn't you get a gun? You know what I mean?
But sometimes, I think that all of us are becoming sensitive of, Man, you could just get another job. Why would you make enough money? Like, you can't just go make more money because you want to make more money. That's not how it works. So it's like you can say all these things like, yes, I can go. You should have done this. You should have done that. But you don't know what you're capable of or what that person is even capable of.
Yeah, because again, their mind is building different set of blocks
Based on their experience.
So like in their mind, the perfectly logic is, I just need to get a different vehicle. I just need to get a different gun. I just need to I need to buy a new one. No, I gotta move to the back. I gotta get in the basement. Like it's not moving. Like that's not an option because of like how it is. Or
I can't afford to move.
Or I've seen people that is my family home. I'm not leaving my family because you have a code. The code is we don't move.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's people that have that.
The
mentality.
Martinez people don't move.
Yeah, we don't run from our problem.
We don't run from our problem. So you're never gonna move,
Yeah.
right? It could be a wrong or right mentality because you can see all of them getting killed by 20, and you go, you should have moved because the mentality you was building where you don't run our problems, it got all your family member killed. You know what I mean? Like. But they're not gonna see it like that. It's like when you see a movie, you go, man, why these people don't move? Why do you make a different choice?
But like
those are the choices.
Thing made me like that conversation made me realize like we all very quick to judge.
Oh yeah.
Based on like that's all the information I had was that this guy's carrying a gun. Like I'm just like, why? Why would you carry a gun illegally when you could just get a gun legally? Right. I thought you were an idiot. That's how the first conversation. That's how I left it. And then he told me why he carries the gun. He's like, I don't want to carry this gun.
I have to.
I just like after all these things that happened, it kind of it forced me to carry a gun. So it's like I should just shut up. Or
we need to listen more.
Or just ask why. Like, why do you think this is okay? Or like, like. Just don't think that. So a lot of people say like you shouldn't judge, right? I totally disagree. I think that everybody judges. I think you should judge. What I think is like what you can do is like if I have a judgment, like I don't know you, I'm like, okay, somebody told me that you're crazy. I can have that judgment because this person I know told me that you're crazy, but that doesn't mean that I think that my judgment is correct. Like, I still have room for you to change my mind. I don't be like, oh, what I think is the law.
Yeah, I'm not going to get near you because you're crazy. Now, I don't know yet.
Yeah. I mean, I can still have the judgment because but I don't think that my judgment is law. I don't think that I'm 100% correct because I have that judgment. So I'm like, I give myself room to be like, you could change my mind.
Right.
And I think most people just like, oh, like that person's crazy because I heard my friend told me he was crazy.
Like if somebody told me like, oh, he steals. I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna put money,
myself.
I'm not gonna give money around just to test them.
Yeah.
But like I will still get to know them and give them because I definitely see people that they behave a way with me and then completely different with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like he could be the idiot of idiots. And the more negative person. But with me, it's different. So, like, I always say, now, with me, I don't have a problem with him. I don't know about what you built, what type of relationship you have. I don't have a problem with that.
It's again, that's that joke that Louis C.K. said. To the lion, the monkey's always, But to the giraffe, he's like, he never screams around me.
That's my homie.
Yeah, he's always laughing. But to the lion, it's like, he always running away and screaming, Because that's to him, that's his perspective of how he see the monkey. Because the monkey's scared of a lion.
Right. So we definitely need to look at the whole story.
Yeah, I think context matter. Like, you can't just make a decision based on, like, all of these people do these things. Because
that's what, like, in our relationship, even for our family members, it go, you're going to tell Junior that? Because they have a view of you. And when they compare it, I'm like, are you talking about Junior? Do you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, I'm like, are you talking about Junior?
Yeah.
Are you sure this is right? Do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah. He doesn't care.
Yeah, like that. that's not the definition of him that I have in my mind. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Because of our story and because of how we grow up and because of our development and because our love for each other. I don't see it. Oh man, he's this, he's that. I'm like, you don't get it.
You just don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, you didn't never like. You just didn't get. You just don't have that relationship.
Yeah, or like when I ask when they go, are you gonna ask Junior for that? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
they have this like, oh, Junior's is cheap. I'm like, not cheap at all.
Yeah, like they don't get it, and I try to explain to them, or it could be like food, it could be anything, or it could be like, you're gonna tell them to go here. I'm like, to take you there. I'm like, yeah, like what's the problem? And they don't get it. But I guess that's the thing. Like, there's a different relationship, and you build different relationship with everybody. And I think at the end, that's the most important thing. And I think everybody should have a Junior in their life. I know you don't like to hear this type of stuff, but everybody have
That's
a Junior.
a weird thing.
Not
to
a
say.
kid though.
Yeah, I'm saying
Not a version of
the
you.
way you said it.
But
sounds a
everybody
little weird.
needs to have a Junior.
That sounds weird, bro.
It's not weird. In my case, it don't sound weird. Like, I
mean,
don't know.
If somebody took that bite and just listened to that, we'll be like, that's weird.
Maybe.
Because I would take. What do you mean? Everybody should have a kid?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not a junior kid, but a junior you. Like I don't know. Like, I don't know if my life would be the same if you were not around. You know that's
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same for me if you weren't around. Like, I just think like at some point there's people that would tell you the truth no matter if you want to hear it or not.
Yeah, like it's smoothly. Like
yeah, and it's like, I'm telling you the truth. Not because I want to hurt you. I'm just telling you the truth because I think that you need to hear the truth. It's like, I'm just like, yo, this is whatever you're doing is stupid.
Right.
It's stupid, and this is why it's stupid.
Right.
And like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just telling you it's stupid.
Yeah, and when you hear it from somebody like that, it don't even sound stupid.
It doesn't hurt. Like, you'd be like, yeah, that's a dumb thing.
Don't do that.
You
being
being dumb.
Different. You're like, nah, I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you being dumb.
You being dumb.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna tell you.
I know. They're like, yeah. No, they're dumb.
They're dumb.
You're dumb. Stop being dumb. And it's okay.
And you will live.
Yeah, you'll live, but you gotta stop being dumb.
But
and I think everybody should have somebody that just tell them how it is. Like, you don't need to sugarcoat it. You should be able to have an open conversation with all your friends, and you should be able to tell them, and then you should be able to receive it, especially when you know that they're not trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think about hurting anybody. It makes no sense to me. Like, why am I wasting my energy?
Yeah, haciéndole daño a alguien ya no tiene sentido. Pero ciertamente, this conversation, it was one I was waiting. I'm obviously not only to record it, because I knew that any recording is going to be, iba a ser más corto than what I ever spoke.
Yeah.
And if we had a camera running
At the 24/7?
24/7, we would talk 24/7.
Yeah, it would be a show.
It would be a show. And we could clip it, edit it, and it would still be long because we never stopped talking. Like, we talked before we got here. We was eating. We talked prior to that, before that, every day, randomly, we talk. And when I talk to you, I feel free. Yeah. When I talk to you, I feel human. When I talk to you, all my titles go away. When I talk to you, I feel completely myself. And I think that's like a balance. Like, you the balance to my busy life.
Mm-hmm.
When we call each other in the car all the time. Yeah. Right? And we just drive it. And we don't care if you hang up first or hang up later. I called you again. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you never call me back. You're like, okay,
it's not even a question. Like, when you come back? When you hung up? Like, I'll be like, I'll call you back. Yeah. And I'll call you in 2 days, one a day. But that brings balance to me.
Yeah, it definitely does to me too.
Yeah, it brings like...
no matter how crazy the world is.
Yeah, like
we talk and it's like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, it's okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not, I mean, and for me, that's just the best feeling in the world. Yeah, to have somebody that I can have.
Yeah. Like, I would be like, I call you and my heart is broken and I talk to you. It's just like, oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah, like, you'll fix it. Oh, and that happened to me all the time. Like, sometimes you be calling me in the worst. It could be the worst moment, and I just forget about it.
Yeah, you don't it's like, oh, this is like, I'm glad you called.
Yeah, but I didn't tell you.
We don't even have to. Yeah.
But now I'm telling you, like, every time you call,
you going through some shit.
Yeah, I'm going through some shit.
Okay, that's good.
Bro, I love you.
Love you, cuz.
Now I love you for life, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Familia, este es completamente yo, and I see you later.
Peace.
Peace.